Hello and welcome to something a little bit different. This is my man cave, and up until May last year, I used it quite often, pretty much every day, and it was where I did most of my modelling and hobby stuff, mainly Warhammer 40k. Got some nice tool racks. Made a roof out of salvage things. But since then, because I was a little bit poorly, it's turned into a tiny little bit of a dumping ground, although it has been in worse states. So yeah, it's got pretty much everything you'd need. It's actually quite a nice hobby space. To be fair, I've got some of my old, if we can unlock the... some of my old past projects. So we've got up here, what have we got? We've got some Necromunda stuff with some terrain that I did. We've got some Age of Sigmar Empire stuff. We've got some collectible things. We've got some Poxwalkers. We've got the Knocklith crown, and my a small squad of Alpha Legion, which were kind of like kit bashed slightly. Was he kit bashed? Can we get focus? Come on, focus. No, we're not playing ball. I can't get it to focus as it's... Oh, there we go, look. Yeah, so you've got some kit bashed stuff. That's how did I make that one? So it's some Chaos Sorcerer parts with some AOS Carriage and Overlords. We've got a Terminator squad, and then we've got this squad, which was some... Come on, focus. Intercessors, which I removed the Aquillas and things like that off. Most of that's in focus, out of focus. We'll get some pictures of that. We've got some Blackstone Fortress stuff. We've got some Deathwatch stuff, which was for a Flesh Tearer army that I was going to make. We got a little Deathwatch drop pod. We've got my very, very first Predator that I ever bought, and my very, very first Rhino. I've still got the original boxes for those somewhere. This Rhino is mainly used for terrainy stuff, or it was used for terrainy stuff, and that Predator has just been sat in a sorry state for a very, very long time. And then we've got my Baneblade, the beautiful Baneblade, which has been repainted several times. Which a lot of these got entered into competitions and things like that, and then old wine rack that's been converted to paint storage and stuff like that. All computers, other crap. A board that I did for another competition. We'll get onto the competition stuff in a minute. That was a very hastily done board. It used to light up underneath. It had LEDs and stuff like that. It was for Star Wars Legion mainly. And it was, the idea was, so it'd have a bit of base terrain on there, the bottom lights up. It's kind of like a mined out planet that's been industrialized. Unfinished, some armigers which were in the process of getting stripped down. Some Mechanicus stuff, as well as some other random models. Quite like the Mechanicus stuff. I just never... I didn't really like painting them that much. And then we've got the bestest of armies. Let's try and open that. The good old Deltoff. My favourite 40k faction, the Raven Guard. We've got a shelf for that. At the time when I first made this was quite a substantial army. Now it's probably not. You got Shrike in the back. I think there's the other Shrike as well. There's a couple of random. Oh, there you go. You've got old Shrike. Where is he? I can't see it. Some Kit Bash characters as well that were made for company captains and stuff like that. And then the next shelf down, we've got more Raven Guard stuff. We've got some flyers, some Primaris stuff, the super stealthy Vindicator, I want to say, the one with the big sledgehammer cannon, basically. A Forge World, Raven Guard, Contemptor, and then as we keep going down, we've got other random bits and bats. We've got it's mainly AOS chaos stuff, so we've got some Bloodthirsters, we've got the big boy, is it a Goron, got Cockatrice, some other random mishmash stuff, and then right at the bottom we've got my big vehicles. So we've got Lady Heartstrike, that's our Titan, quite possibly one of the best models I've ever painted in terms of weathering and stuff like that. She turned out really well. I've got a one of the new Primaris tanks which never quite got I started a chapter and then I didn't like the paint scheme. This is an ongoing theme with my stuff. Then we've got a World Eater's Rhino which looks like it's going mouldy, which is not good, or it might be because of the weather or something like that. I think I did try some salt chipping on that, so that might be why that is. I've not been in here, like I said, since May. And then we've got the obligatory Helldrake, which as any Chaos player knows, they're a pain in the neck to paint, but super rewarding afterwards. And then we've got yet more stuff in boxes. So we've got some guard infantry, we've got some guard tanks, we've got a bunch of random chaos stuff, I think. Although I did sell a lot of the Nurgle stuff. We've got some random Tau stuff. The box above the Tau stuff is literally a box of empty sprues, just in case I ever need some little bits of plastic. And then the box above Nurgles and Friends is just random Tyranids and Beastmen and stuff like that. And then there's yet more crap. We've got Sisters of Battle. We've got some Age of Sigmar Death stuff, which was originally bought for my fiancée because she thought about playing and then decided she didn't like it. We've got World Eaters. The browner colour box with the white tape that's got random sprues in it. I don't know what's in the bottom one. That's my Imperial spares. So that's basically a lot of old school Space Marines in there, which I use a lot for testers. If I'm testing a new army scheme, another random box, we've got the Cursed City box, which I've built most of it, not painted pretty much any of it. I think there's some vampire stuff in there as well. And then we've got lots of other random boxes of sprues and stuff like that. We've got the obligatory big packet of crisps and can of Coke in here. I think this is Orc stuff. I can't get it open. Yeah, I think we got some Orc stuff in here. Yeah, so this is all my Orc stuff. I don't know what I'm doing with this. I might be selling it at some point. But it is some of my best painted stuff, or some of the stuff that I'm kind of like most proud of painting wise. Then we've got, that's where the Built and Cursed City Vampires is. Ooh, this is another random box. Okay, so this is a back box of a mostly painted Titan. I can't remember. Ignis Rex, I think I called this one. This is the variant with the big las cannon thing that I can't remember the name of. That is literally full of bits. There's some old bikes there, some more bits. There's bits everywhere. Most in there is kind of like hobby supplies and stuff like that. And then we've got in here, which is where my 3D printer ended up living, because I had to move it out of the house. And unfortunately, it's barely been used since. And like a numpty, some idiot forgot to empty the resin tray, which most of it's okay, so I'm hoping I'll be able to switch it on, let it do its cleaning cycle, and just pop that out. But yeah, that's a bit of a pain in the neck. There's a future problem. I've got a baby Deckard gun that I printed out. It's a good little printer, the Halot. Although if I bought another one, I would definitely buy a the non-resin one, the one that works on the Bands PLA. Then that is literally all books, tiles, random cards, random boxes, and then as we go further down, we've got a box full of old instructions, Necromon. That's mainly Necromunda stuff, so bits, spare parts, and that kind of thing. Stuff that I just keep because why not? And that kind of like brings me on to what this video is all about. So, as I said, May time, I stopped. I had the whole brain bleed thing. Let's have a look at my Raven Guard army while we gammer in. I had a brain bleed thing, and for whatever reason, I was kind of losing a bit of interest in the hobby anyway. But like brain bleeds and stuff like that affects your functions a little bit, and I couldn't paint as much. I didn't have the time, I didn't have the patience or anything like that, and my skill dropped a little bit. So everything kind of got packed away. I didn't come down here very often. Oh, there's an old Valkyrie here as well, and beer. Can't forget the beer, even though I'm not really drunk in a long time. So yeah, tangents. So yeah, everything kind of like got pulled away. All the projects got stopped. I was in the midst of building a new chapter, which could be in this pile somewhere. I think the big phone box has got Imperial Fist stuff in it. So there's a lot of Space Marines kicking around. It could also be down here. It could be anywhere. But yeah, I kind of like lost heart with it a lot and started doing other things. Moved on. Started doing a bit of Star Wars Legion, but unfortunately, I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars Legion. I just can't quite get into the miniatures and stuff like that. You get spoilt with the Games Workshop stuff. You really do. I know it gets flack and people say, you know, it's evil company and there's some better stuff out there and it's expensive, but you're paying for something that is pretty fantastic, to be fair, quality wise, because you know I've used a lot of different miniatures, and Games Workshop constantly comes on top with the instructions, quality, and stuff like that. But recently, last couple of weeks or so, I decided to take a random box, which was down there, a tray of things, and start painting them. And it was some Chaos Knights. We'll insert some pictures, something like that. We'll do something fancy. Not big knights, the AOS Chaos Knights. And I was like, actually, yeah, I kind of missed this. This is it's good. It's therapeutic. And Black Toad Studios, good old Tom, and not so good Dom, started their streams up again, which is fantastic. And I was talking on the stream the other day, and they've started doing the painting competitions, because a lot, such as like Not this guy. Like this guy. This guy was painted for Black Toe Studios, one of their painting competitions. It's something old. There's other things I've done which are probably packed away or hidden away. Gazgul, I've done Gazgul for their competitions before. They've done all sorts of different bits and bats, and they've sort of done a new one this month for monsters and vehicles. And it got me thinking. I have got far too much. Like, probably 80% of the stuff I own is unbuilt, unpainted, or in partial stages. Because I buy a lot of things to basically turn into or kit bash and that. But this year I've decided I'm going to basically clear it all out. There's a lot of things that will be kept. The Raven Guard armies, obviously. A lot of these AOS Chaos stuff, especially my Beastman stuff. The Knights and stuff like that. Some stuff will be probably go in, such as maybe a lot of that stuff in the boxes. We'll probably keep these bits as well. But as a little bit of a challenge to myself, I kind of asked on the live stream, and I sort of said, right, give me a chapter, any old Space Marine chapter, and this year I'm going to take all the Space Marines that I have, that aren't built and things like that, and I'm going to paint them in that decided chapter. And we've got the decision was made that the chapter would be the Lamenters. I don't know why the Lamenters. I don't know much about the Lamenters other than the part of the Cursed Founding. I just sort of did like a 10-minute Google of them. They're yellow, and I think the main reason Dom wanted me to do them because he's evil, and on their shoulder pads, on these bits, they have like a checkered flag with a heart in the middle of them. I think what Dom didn't realise is I've got a 3D printer, so although it probably doesn't work, so boo. But yeah, I'm gonna try and I'm basically that's the main challenge, turn all my marine stuff into like the Lamenters, the yellow and black. I've done Imperial Fists. We've got Imperial Fists there. So yeah, this is me accepting the challenge. And I thought that what I'd do to diversify the channel a little bit is I kind of do a bit of a video diary for it. So this is the challenge being accepted, and the state of affairs as it stands at the minute. I'm going to dig everything out. I'm going to dig a lot of stuff out just so we can see what we've got. And that should make this video about 20-25 minutes long in that. And then the next episode we'll kind of like go through it. First episode will be building and painting a vehicle, which we've got in the loft in the house. I've got a few other vehicles. I've got the Warhammer World Special Land Raider and Rhino Command ones. I think there's an old Land Raider kicking around it there as well. So yeah, we have got plenty of options, and some of the stuff can be repainted, but the repainted stuff will come last. The main thing will be get everything done. So I'm going to dig everything out, and then we'll have a quick look at what we've got to work with, and then we'll start making a plan based on that. So yeah, better crack to it. And welcome back. So this is everything we could find so far. There was another cupboard under here, which is also full of old things. The big box there, that's full of spare parts. But yeah, there's lots of like old models. Some of them are empty boxes, the very old Templar stuff. There's a lot of stuff kicking about. So just to very quickly break it down, let's go worst to best. So these are, I've not bothered to get these out. It's basically a box of things that were going to be sold. You've got a lot of the old school Marines there. Who's this guy? Joran, who's another. Oh, focus. Another homebrew chapter that I did a long times ago. Thingies, the old Land Speeder Scout. Those will be things that we may get to at some point, because I want to cut down on basically boxes. I want everything out, but for now I don't want to do those. Then we've got, these are basically everything that was in my spares box, and you've got a lot of old school Marines. So you've got like the old school blast cannon, metal Marines. These are the ones that get used as testers for various different things. Like these are the really kind of like, not the oldest Marines, but the quite old, or the janky posed ones. Then we've got these two characters, these kind of kit bash characters that need a bit of an attention. We've got a Terminator and a jump pack guy. These were originally the Brothers Rin. They're not the best conversions, but at the time I thought they were fantastic. Old Terminator, old metal Terminator. Problem with these, some of them need basing or rebasing, and parts need finding. I've got plenty of parts. That is a load of legs, and they're all spare parts from various different things. Then we've got these guys, which we started but not quite finished. These are Blade Guard veterans. They've been repainted a couple of times, and I can't find the shields for them at the minute, so that's a little bit of a problem. We've got this kit bash, who is made from the new Helbrecht. As far as kit bashes go, I quite like him. He's pretty damn good. But I used, because he was going to be for my Imperial Fist army, I used, so that'll need to come off. They do a paint which is like Sigmund's thing. Sorry about that. So yeah, they use a paint. It's called Sigmund's. I want to say Sigmund's Glow, but it's not called that. It's a yellow airbrush style glaze paint. It didn't finish that well, so you might be able to thingy that, but it was strapped down because he'd probably make a good captain. We've got some more of the various different Primaris stuff. We've got Uriel Ventress, who got D what you called it, D Ultramarine for the most part. We've got a squad of Primaris Marines, which have been stripped and repainted several times. These poor guys. We've got some plasma, are they the Hellblasters? We've got some of the jump guys. I can't remember the names. I don't really like these models. There's usually ones that end up in the various different box sets. But we'll get them built, we'll get them painted. Someone's trying to call me, which is annoying. Then we've got these guys. These were going to be for the last homebrew chapter I tried making, the Warboars. The Warboars, I even went as far as 3D printing the shoulder pads and stuff like that. So they should be quite easy to de-chapterized because they've not been heavily converted. Got a Tech Marine who's the same. We've got this sorry state of a thing which needs some TLC, it needs some bits sticking on and stuff like that. And then the best bits, we've got some unbuilt stuff, which is fantastic. Ideally, it would have been better if we had some normal Primaris. These are the heavy intercessors from the Bastion Strike Force. But they'll do well. And I've got a couple of characters. And I don't know 100% if I'm going to use all these, or if I'm going to sell some, or if I'm just going to keep some for... because I like collecting things. We've got Fafnir Rand. Fafnir Ran. He could be quite good. Good little conversion if we change some shoulder pads and stuff like that. We've got Helbrecht, who will probably not get used at all because he's the old Finecast one. I haven't got a problem with Finecast personally. He's just... it's hard to work with, and you can't get that model anymore, so I'd feel bad cutting it up. I might save that one day for just a little mini diorama sort of thing. We've got Tor Fennon, no, not Tor Fennon, that's from a book I'm reading. Tor Garadon. He can definitely be chopped up and customised. We've got a mint in box Primaris Repulsor. Executioner. I love these tanks. I think they look fantastic. And then the one that I'm going to enter into the competition, I think, is this Whirlwind. Again, originally bought for the Warboars. As you can see from the logo, but they'll be easy enough to get off. This one was Holy Smoke. Maiden Song inspired. So yeah, I think I'm going to do this one for the competition. And then I think the plan will be is we get all this stuff done. So I'm going to try and do it based on competitions. Blade Guard Vets we need to find the shields for. The Whirlwind will do for the competition. I need to go through these and see which ones, because what ideally I need to do is get a jar, fill it with some form of paint stripper, and strip it. The Primaris intercessors are most likely going to be our first test ones for the paint scheme, and then we'll de-chapterize these guys and get them all lamented up. I'm gonna probably go with a bit of a down and dirty army. The chapter itself was has been like nearly destroyed several times. They're considered to be a little bit kind of like nobody likes working with them because bad things happen to everyone around them. Apparently in recent law now they do have a death company, which we've got a death company over there which I could chuck in with them, but to be honest I like the idea of some Blood Angel style Marines who haven't got much of the Blood Angel adornments on them, kind of going round just fighting for the survival and looking a bit beat up and banged up and things like that. But yeah, so that's the plan. That's what we've got, and we'll see what happens. So I'll do some sorting, I'll do some painting, and we'll have a look at some test models. Once I've got the scheme down and an idea of how I want to paint it and stuff like that, I might do a painting style video. I don't know how that would work. I'd need to get my proper camera out because at the minute I'm recording on my phone because all my camera gear is also in boxes and stuff like that. So yeah, thank you for watching, and as ever, until next time.